Hello guys, I'd like to welcome you guys back to another episode of the 254 Paddock. This is the episode on the Tuscan Grand Prix, which was Mugello. Ivan, today we don't have any guests. Today we've decided to
Today about ourselves.
today is just basically now the main 254 Paddock, even though Sino is not here. Anyway, I think let's begin. Ivan, should you take it away? What did you do this weekend?
Yeah, this is a mixed bag for for a race, because on the one hand you would think we had 3 red flags, we had 2 different safety car incidents, 3 different restarts because of the red flags. So you'd think all of them, like 7 or 8 DNFs.
Yeah.
So you would think after all of that this must have been an amazing race, but to be honest it really wasn't, because the same guys we expected to finish on the top still finished on the top.
Except for Max.
Yeah, so we still got a Mercedes 1-2 with a Red Bull.
And a Red Bull, it was, dude, I really wanted Ricardo to get that podium, let me not even lie. Okay, it was good seeing Albon get his first podium, but it would have been more satisfying to see Ricardo get that podium with a Renault. Let me not even lie. It was.
I think more people like it because of the tattoo bet more than anything.
Yeah. Okay. Generally, dude, the last time Renault was on a podium, it's been years, man. So it would have been really nice to see them back up there. Because this has been a weird season, and not only for F1, I think all other sports. This has been a very, very weird season. For Mugello, dude, those accidents were not funny. Those offs, like for example, Stroll's off was not, dude, it was not like, that was
it's
a very
old school track, old school runoff areas. Yeah,
yes.
It was very, okay, so I have to give it that it's a new track that we've never been onto beforehand, as I said on the last podcast.
There was no tire data, and it proved. We saw that on Sunday. Guys really struggled with the tires.
Yeah, so it did bring excitement. Like the first lap just showed that people were not used to racing on this track. They don't know where to overtake. So everyone thought they had a gap coming into the second corner. And then it turns out nobody did, and like 3-4 guys spun out and crashed into each other straight away. So yeah. At least it provided some entertainment if you ignore the top 3.
Okay, if you ignore the Mercedes. Okay, the most interesting thing about this weekend was that Bottas at least showed us of some form of fight. And guys think that Hamilton is a really good driver because he took Bottas into turn 1. For guys who did not notice, there was a headwind into turn 1. Was it a headwind or a tailwind?
But that's after the restart. That was like the second restart.
That's on the restarts. Because if you guys notice, every time the guy who was leading was at a disadvantage. You see? Yeah. And that's how Bottas took the lead in the first, when the race first started. Then when the second, who took the lead on Bottas messed up on the last restart, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Bottas messed up on the last restart. That's why, I think even at that point he gave up, dude. But to be honest, Ivan, right now we are seeing 2017 Bottas. Like, it's this is when Bottas just came into Mercedes. This is not, the Bottas we're seeing right now is not, last year's Bottas was really good, you see. 2018 Bottas was also really good, but this season it's bad, man. This season we're just seeing I don't even know how to put it. Like, Hamilton has basically won this championship. There's even no point, there's no point of him racing anymore. Like, he's done. But now
it's a shame. He shows promise that he can take it to Hamilton. Like, as I said, like on the first lap before everything started, he took him cleanly through the first corner, and he was in the lead. That's it. I thought, okay, finally we're gonna see Bottas leading the whole race. And then safety car after safety car.
And I assumed we're gonna see. You remember last year's British Grand Prix where they had now proper wheel-to-wheel battle? That's what I wanted to see. But now, sadly, dude, it was disappointing. It was disappointing, man. But now, Max, what exactly happened with Max? Because Max, I remember his car was being fixed at the start. There was
Yeah,
an
same
I
issue as
can't-
Monza, I think he said,
I
where
can't remember the issue exactly.
yeah he lost power.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you could see on the start, because I was shocked as well, because I watched the start, and
Yeah.
Hamilton had a really bad start. And I could see Max, I was thought, okay, that's it. Bottas has taken Hamilton, and Max has taken Hamilton. This is going to be perfect. And then I see Max drop to like 8th place. I'm like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
And so I watched the replay. He took off. He just got alongside Hamilton.
He had
And
actually
it's
passed Hamilton, if I'm not wrong.
he was like a little bit ahead of Hamilton, and then it's like his turbos died. Like he lost all power. His car just
Hey,
stopped.
Max. Dude, Max was pissed, man. Max was pissed. And then he got who pushed who hit him. Like it was so damn chaotic, eh? Like
Yeah, it was
that
Gasly, there was
incident,
Raikkonen,
so
Giovinazzi, Sainz. Yeah, there was so many guys involved in
It
that
was
first
so
lap.
damn. The funniest part was that Grosjean was involved in all of these offs, but for some reason he finished.
And it
Like,
wasn't
dude,
his fault. None of them were his fault.
Like he needs to get 10 points. Dude, Grosjean was in between all of this drama. Because when Max went off, Grosjean also went off. In some form, he managed to get back on track. On the second incident, Grosjean again managed. I don't know how he passed that, but Grosjean made noise, man. Grosjean really complained. Grosjean properly complained, man. But now I think let's move to the Ferraris. This was, dude, for the 1000 Grand Prix. As I've told you, Evan, that car is getting worse and worse every race. It's not even funny anymore.
Yeah. It was bad. We didn't expect much, but yeah. At least they finished in the points this time.
They finished in the points because there were no other people racing.
Yeah, there was only 2 other
Like,
cars against them.
Dude, Vettel had a problem against George Russell. That just shows you how bad the Ferrari is. And then another thing, Ivan, is that they had a really good start to the race because Charles was in P3. I remember when the safety car came, Charles was in P3. You remember?
Yeah, he was far.
Then
He got far ahead.
It just started going down. That car, at the beginning of the season, the Ferrari had some form of pace, and it was not such a bad car on the tires. You see, we were actually saying that Ferrari's car on tires is not so bad this time compared to the previous cars they've had, which tire management is one of their worst areas. Dude, This car has just blown everything out here. They cannot get the tires to work. They cannot get the car to do anything.
Yeah, no top speed, no cornering, nothing.
Exactly. It's just getting worse and worse. Like, what's going on with the Ferrari, honestly? Like, what have they done wrong? Where have they gone wrong? What is going on? It does not make sense. It doesn't make sense at all to me. Like, I cannot see what, because they're not even, it's not even the point, they're not bringing any updates to the car. And you see, it's getting worse and worse. So what is wrong with this car that is just making it go off the cliff every single time? Because next is Russia. Next, Ivan, is your home country, and their Ferrari, dude, Ferrari is gonna be raped, man. Ferrari is gonna
on
be
that
bloody
first long straight till the fourth corner.
It's not even funny. This is gonna be okay. I think we're gonna need what happened in Monza. Yeah, like that's what that team needs. Cause no finish at DNF is better than finishing last, man.
Yeah, and it's cold here now too, so it's not like they're gonna get advantage of super hot climate where people struggle with tires. It's cold now. It's back to regular temperatures.
Ivan, this is the thing. In Mugello was really hot. Ferrari's tires were just not there. Like, this wasn't like, you see, in Britain the car worked for some reason. In Britain, in Silverstone, the car worked. I don't know what they did. I don't know how that car was working there. Same goes for, what's the name of this place? Austria. The second race was really bad for us. When Charles decided to mount the other car. But you see, the first race, the car wasn't too bad also there. Like, and it's the first straight in Austria. That's long enough to create a big gap. The car didn't do so badly there, you see. But as the season is continuing, like a track like Mugello, I expected the car to at least show us something. Mugello is not such a power-hungry track, you see. But now, it's gotten to the point where we're just looking at the Ferrari like, yo, this is crap. like what am I even supporting here anymore? This is embarrassing, man.
Yeah, it's funny how they're this bad right now, and yet they have 2 podiums this season, and Renault have none.
Now, Ivan, this is the funny thing. I'm telling you that car, even you said it before, and Norris also said it. The Ferrari was not a slow car. Even beginning of the season, Norris, I remember saying this. The Ferrari, even though they've lost pace, it is not a slow car. It has some really strong race pace. But now, as the season is moving, dude, this car is not even evolving. This car is going back, basically. It's getting worse and worse and worse. You see, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't know what Ferrari is doing wrong. It's crap for them. Like, Ferrari really need to relook at their whole team at this moment in time.
Yeah, there's a lot they need changing. Probably nothing will happen this season. It's probably all just waiting for next season / 2022 new regulations.
They should still, like, Ivan, this car, the car is still gonna move on. The only difference next season is that they're gonna be, okay, I'm not sure about the rims. Are they gonna be running the 18s next year? Or it's been pushed into 2021?
I don't know. I know F2 already is running the 18 inches.
They were running from the beginning of the season, but okay, the tire deck there is also bad. But I'm not really sure if the tires have been pushed to next year or the rims, I mean. But what I know is that the floor, there's going to be a floor upgrade or rather a downgrade. They're cutting up the floor to reduce the downforce on the cars to try and slow them down and bring in some racing. But I don't see that happening because every time FIA brings in something new, dude, the cars only get quicker for some reason. Yeah. It's like whatever they had before was holding them back. So I see that the floor, actually, that new floor is going to make these cars quicker. Now, Ivan, did you see Racing Point had updates? Okay, this should be quite embarrassing for Stroll, and I don't know if Ivan you'll agree. The Racing Point had updates on one car, and that was on Stroll's car. And they said that the updates should get you at least a 300th or a 400th of a second. That's compared to the previous, to the other car. But now, during qualifying, where was Perez and where was Stroll?
Oh yeah, but that was right at the end though.
That was bad, man. Stroll, but Stroll didn't get his. Stroll, I don't think he got his second lap in because of. Okay, Perez was the only person who actually went out at the randomest time. This was when the session we had. No one.
He went right at the start, I think.
Not right at the start. He went, I think, after. You know what happens in qualifying? Guys go out right at the start and right at the end. So Perez went in the middle where there was no one else on the track. It was only him, and he actually put in a really good lap time.
Yeah, I don't know if actually Stroll was caught up by Ocon's yellow flag. Yeah. That might have been why he lost time. I don't know actually if he was, but yeah.
I think Bottas. Okay, Bottas. That was really bad. You know, Bottas was gonna go quicker than Hamilton.
Like, he was gonna top every single session, which was gonna be cool from FP1 to Q3.
He was gonna go quicker than Hamilton, but sadly, Ocon, Ivan's best friend. Ocon.
Out of all people, it had to be Ocon. Like
that was disappointing, man. Seeing that yellow flag at the beginning and Hamilton had just finished his lap, and then you see yellow flag. I was like, oh my god! But Bottas is not gonna finish this. And then upgrades. McLaren also had a new wing. I don't know. Did you see it? It's in a way it's a Mercedes style kind of wing.
Yeah, it's redesigned. The flaps are now on the side. They go down the side of the wing.
And also the front, the tip of the wing looks. In a way, it looks like the Mercedes' front wing. I'm not really. It didn't really help them this session because it was a bad session. It was a bad session for McLaren, man. It was a really bad session for McLaren. But
I mean, Lando finished 6th, so I think it's not that bad,
so
but
bad. The worst I think maybe was Alpha. Alpha Tauri, man, that was a bad dude from P1 to DNF.
In the first lap, not in the first, in the second corner of the first
Dude,
lap.
the second, that was. I think that this was one of the most dramatic races we've seen in. I think this is actually the most dramatic race we've seen so far. I don't think there've never been this many red flags. First of all,
Yeah, 3 red flags.
And I don't think there's ever been a red flag that early in the race. Like, dude, lap 2. These guys started going shit. Okay, the safety car, those laps count. So it was basically on lap 4 or something.
It was, we didn't have a racing lap yet.
We didn't have a racing
and we
lap
got
yet.
a red flag.
Yeah, and hey, but who would you, okay, another thing, Ivan, is that guys have been blaming, because someone DM'd me blaming Bottas, saying that was Bottas's fault. I said it wasn't Bottas's fault.
Yeah.
Like, what did Bottas do wrong?
Yeah, not every single sort of racing driver and steward said that's not Bottas's fault. Bottas's whole thing is he is allowed to do whatever he wants up to the line. He's allowed to maintain pace
and also,
warm up his tires. The only thing he's not allowed to do is slow down and speed up, slow down and speed up. He must keep the same speed, no matter what that speed is.
Another thing, Ivan, I don't think the safety car had really gotten into the pits by the time they were getting there, you see. And that's one of the major points. Like the safety car, that's one thing guys don't really take into consideration. The safety car has to properly get into the pits and park for now guys to go racing, you see. So that wasn't Bottas's fault. We can't really blame Bottas. Who do you blame there?
It's whoever was in the midfield, because I saw. I should watch it again, but when I was rewatching it, all the onboards, I saw that Magnussen had sped up and slowed down.
Yeah.
So Magnussen went full speed and then he stopped. Now I don't know if he did that on his own or if someone in front of him did the same thing. Because if he did that on his own, then it's Magnussen's fault. Because he sped up, he slowed down, and the people behind him couldn't react and they crashed into him. But if it was someone in front of Magnussen, who I don't know who it was at that time, then it's their fault for speeding up and slowing down.
Okay, but we have to give best reaction time was Grosjean.
Yeah.
Dude, I think that was one of the greatest reaction times we've seen. He avoided all that and he still had the time to press the radio button and actually start complaining to the team like, yo, whoever the fuck is responsible for this, he wants to kill us. I think that was one of the funniest things coming from Grosjean I've had,
Yeah, of all people, after what he did in Spa in, 2012.
Don't forget Spa. Dude, Grosjean has had a few serious ops, Like, I think he went through therapy because of that whole shit. That's why I always say, how he's still in F1, I do not understand. Even though, okay, he will perform. Grosjean is one of the only people. Last year, remember when Haas had a quick car? Haas went from a quick car to a crap car. Grosjean was the only person in the team who asked for the I want the car that we started Australia with. And you see, the funny thing, Ivan, is that the way the Haas went from being quick, or rather being the top of the midfield, to being the bottom is the same way that's happening to the Ferrari. Like this is a perfect explanation. So, by the end of the season, Ferrari is gonna be below Williams.
Ferrari wish they could have last year's car again with the same engine, with the cheating engine.
They wish they had last year's power unit, you see. But because of them, Mercedes had to really up their game. Let's also not forget that. Now, Ivan, before we get to next week's, or rather the Russian Grand Prix prediction, let's talk about Mercedes. This whole room of Mercedes being sold. What do you think about it?
I honestly think it's just rumors at this. However, it's been weird, to say the least. I would say it's just rumors and nothing is actually going to happen. But it's very weird for Toto to not confirm that he's staying on, for Lewis to not confirm by now. We've done more than 9 races now. You know,
Yes.
it's all weird. So I think it is still rumors, but it is weird how none of them have confirmed it yet. So there might be something to do with that there as well.
Because Ivan, this is the thing, This is the thing. Mercedes will not. They won't be completely out of the sport. Because that, I don't know what's the name. It's Ineos. They're gonna buy. I think 60%. They'll have controlling stake over the Mercedes Formula One team. So they're basically gonna rebrand the team, but they're gonna work at the Mercedes factory. Basically, Mercedes is still gonna be there. Mercedes is gonna own 30%. You see, Mercedes is still gonna be there, which won't be so bad. But I actually see it going through. I really see it going through, because it'll explain so much on why Hamilton and Toto still haven't signed. But this is the thing, Simon has a really, really good theory. Because I was on the phone with him on during Mugello. I was on the phone with Simon, and we had this chat where I wanted to run this through you actually. Simon thinks that Toto is gonna move to Aston Martin, and he's gonna move with Hamilton as well. So that means that Stroll, for Hamilton and Vettel to be in a team that is, I don't see that working. Like,
yeah, there's no way Hamilton will move there.
This is gonna create serious, like, proper fights, man. Like Hamilton and Vettel. It's gonna be another Rosberg. Basically, it's gonna be another Nico and Hamilton. You see, like that friendship, the friendship between Vettel and Hamilton, I see it. That's where it's gonna disappear. Because we all saw when they were chasing for the title in 2017 and 2018, how they would get into each other's head, and mostly Hamilton getting into Vettel's head, which used to piss Vettel off, you see. But we can't, you see, Ivan, we really can't rule this out yet, because another thing Simon said is that Andy Cowell leaving Mercedes. Hello?
Yeah, you cut out for some reason.
See, I'm saying Andy Cowell leaving Mercedes. Do you think he's gonna join Aston Martin?
This is okay. So the Hamilton thing, definitely not. I don't think that's ever happening. I think when he wins this year's championship, I think he's either going to retire and be like, look, I've retired the greatest of all time, or he's going to go and pursue that whole like electric series that he recently announced and so forth. So that's the two futures I see for Hamilton. As for Toto, that one is more plausible. Seeing Toto move to a different team especially Aston Martin, an up and coming team, is definitely more plausible, because I think Toto likes the challenge of coming to a team that hasn't won in a long time, well, hasn't even been in the sport, and then bringing them up to success like he did with Mercedes.
But now this is the thing, Ivan, because Hamilton with his electric team, Hamilton has actually gotten two drivers for, I don't know their names. I'm not so sure on what may happen, but Hamilton is not leaving Formula One. That's one thing I can bet on. Hamilton is not gonna leave the sport. You see, and now, if we get Hamilton, let's just say this happens. If we get Hamilton and Vettel in the same team on the same car, it's gonna make things so damn interesting. Because that way, we're gonna get to see Bottas in a much quicker car versus now Hamilton in a midfield team. That's what I see Racing Point as this season and next season. And Russell, because they're gonna bring up Russell. What do you think?
Russell is definitely coming up to Mercedes if there's an open spot.
Exactly, that's if Hamilton moves. You see, because who else will Mercedes bring up? Gutierrez.
Not Ocon.
There's no way. Not Ocon. Ocon, dude. If I was Ocon, I would not leave Renault anytime soon. Because he's a French driver in a French team. It's perfect. Like there's no reason for you to leave. Do you know how much you get from that alone, Ivan? Like that is publicity on its own. You see. But now, this Hamilton, this is one thing we really spoke about inside. Simon thinks that Hamilton may move with, because we all know the way Hamilton loves Toto, you see. that whole relationship of that. So I see Hamilton moving to Aston Martin, that's a stretch and a half. But if it happens, I think, Ivan, we're going to see one of the most interesting seasons we have seen in a long time.
Or a mess, one of the two.
Ivan, a mess is an interesting season, you see. Yeah? Like you can't do. Look, if we get Hamilton in Aston Martin, and Aston Martin does have a really quick car, Ivan, we're gonna see battles between Bottas and Hamilton, battles between Bottas and Vettel, battles between Russell and Hamilton, battles between Vettel and Hamilton. You see, it's gonna be, and on the same team with good strategy. Dude, Vettel with a good strategy. And also another thing Simon said was that Adrian Newey might be moving to Aston Martin as well. That's what the rumors say.
That's again a stretch, but I see it simply because Red Bull have that sponsorship with Aston Martin right now.
Yes. Now, actually, I think they said till they finish the Valhalla, that's when now they're gonna end everything. But Ivan, do you actually see? Can you imagine if Adrian Newey actually moves to Aston Martin? Like
it will help them a lot because Vettel and Newey back in the same team. Yeah, it'll be quite good.
So now, I really think now because we all know Vettel is gonna stay till the new regulations. Because I don't see Vettel is not in Formula 1 for one more year. That's the point of him moving, was so that if he can set up with them good, if he can understand the team well enough, and guys listen to Vettel. Dude, Aston Martin in 2022 is gonna be a biggest problem. I'm not sure what your point is on that, but but this move from Hamilton to we're not saying this is gonna happen. This is just what we think, because till now contracts still haven't been signed. Guys haven't made agreements. Toto and Hamilton they're just there. So actually, Ivan, we're gonna see Stroll may actually have to sit this one out.
Yeah, we'll have to see in a couple more weeks of how this whole thing progresses.
This is the thing, Ivan, there's one thing that Simon told me I think beginning of I don't know if he also told you. He said that Stroll is going to buy himself a championship. You see, and bring the best driver, bring Vettel and Hamilton into one team, you have clearly bought yourself a championship.
Yeah.
You see? But anyway, there's so much weird stuff going on. I think we'll know in a few weeks. As you said, we'll know in a few weeks their actual way forward. But if Hamilton actually signs with Aston Martin, dude, this is gonna be mental, man. Because this year he's gonna equal Michael on he's gonna equal Michael on championships. He's already beaten, I think, his wins.
No, one more. He needs one more for wins.
He needs one more for wins.
Yeah.
And then he's actually beaten so many records. But anyway, this year he's going to equal Michael. Ivan, we both know he's gonna beat that record. Like we have so many races left. It's not like Hamilton is gonna lose all of them now.
Not if Grosjean can change that.
No, Grosjean nowadays he drives properly. Yeah. Now let's move on to the Russian Grand Prix. That's my prediction is, dude, Mercedes and Racing Point are gonna be in front. I don't even see Red Bull. I feel they're gonna struggle a bit.
Yeah, it's not been the strongest track, but I'm hoping that maybe Bottas can continue his win streak at Russia, because he usually does quite well in Russia, and at least win one more this season.
Ivan, you forget that last year Bottas was basically Hamilton's gun, Like that was Bottas's job. After we saw, I think last year was the one race where we saw a perfect pit stop by Ferrari. They've literally never done a pit stop that was okay. Singapore was good, but the pit stop we saw in Russia before Sebastian's car had a was it MGH failure?
Yeah, it was an MGU.
Yeah, the MGH failure, dude. We saw a perfect pit stop, man. Come on, like that was down. It was downright perfect from Charles. Charles was gonna come out fast in the race. Vettel's car fails. What happens? Dude, that was heartbreaking. And then we go to see where Bottas's, like that was literally Bottas's job. Bottas's job was shoot down Charles. Make sure he does not get close. That cheating per unit was moving, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this season, dude, next week, let me just no, I don't want to go out on that. I don't want to give a random because another thing let's not forget is the engine mods.
That they're banned now, yeah.
Yeah, that they're banned. If something funny, maybe actually, Ivan, I see McLaren. I see it being Mercedes, McLaren, and maybe Racing Point or Renault. I don't see Red Bull being in the mix because I feel like Red Bull is going the wrong way with. Again, as Cyril and Toto said, Red Bull are going the wrong way with updates, man. They have a quick car, but it just doesn't seem to work everywhere. It works in specific places, and some places it just goes off. Same thing with the Ferrari. The Red Bull car is getting worse. Okay, it's getting better for Albon, but it's not getting that good for Max.
Yeah, they're having a lot of reliability issues as well.
Exactly. So I see. Okay, let me just throw this. Just kubahatisha. This is just a lucky one. Mercedes, McLaren, maybe Renault, and Racing Point is gonna be it's gonna be between those guys. The rest is gonna be hard to predict. What's your take on this one?
Yeah, as I said, like I'm hoping that it's gonna be what you said, but end of the day, I still think Mercedes probably dominating. I don't know. I don't see Red Bull doing that badly. This is a track that isn't sort of as high-paced focused, so the power unit struggles might not sort of come about as much this time around. So I still think we're going to go back to the boring side, especially because Russia over the past couple of years hasn't really had an exciting race.
It's not been that interesting. Another thing I wanted to add with Russia, you think Russia is not a power-hungry group? Russia is quite a power-hungry track, man.
Okay, it has one straight, but the rest is mostly 90-degree corners.
It relies a lot with the slipstream, you see. So it's gonna be. I don't really know what to do. My prediction. Hopefully, we can get a McLaren maybe in the 2 and 3, and they can take Mercedes out or pass them on that fast straight. We just want to see something because. We all know, okay, with the engine mods, it's not Mercedes can't just turn up the engine and just come and pass cars. And we should actually, Ivan, I think we're gonna see penalties being brought into this race because of the power unit cycles. Because most teams, okay, everyone is on their third, and with the reliability not being that well. Okay, most guys did not finish last week anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage from last week as well.
I forgot about that. Wait, do you see guys, who do you see replacing a chassis? I don't see anyone.
Stroll definitely. Giovinazzi definitely.
Okay, by the way, Ivan, another thing is that Racing Point has gone the way Mercedes, because I don't know if you guys have ever noticed the rear of the Mercedes compared to other cars. And I think this is why they have cooling issues. The Mercedes is so tightly packed at the back. I don't know if you've noticed. Like Racing Point has gone exactly the same way they're going, and that we could all see that with Stroll's car. I don't know if you noticed that. Like they've go and look at his crash. Go and look at his crash photos and the photos just before the weekend started. They've gone the exact same. Like that car looks like a Mercedes completely on the back. And I'm not saying from the tail end. Look from a photo from above and from the side angle. You're gonna now see that point of view. That's where you see they blocked off basically the whole back area. So that car very very soon is gonna have following issues, man.
Yeah,
it's gonna
probably.
really struggle on the middle.
Not anyway. It's good to copy the top car, but you also have to be at the top, so you don't have the same issues.
Exactly, so you don't have the same issues as them. Anyway, do you have anything else to add?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Please share, please subscribe, share the link with your friends. Anyway, thank you guys.